And they're off for the Sarah Tiara Hatware Handicap Hurdle Race. They're racing over 2 mile, 1 furlong and 145 yards. The first of 9 flights coming up. That's Limpopo Tom, who jumps that hurdle ahead. Royal Skies, a slight mistake back in the field. Dropped out last is Mandy's Boy as they race up the home straight here on the first occasion, the first race back after the midsummer break here at Fontwell Park. And it's Limpopo Tom who will lead clearly in the hands of Dennis O'Regan, the black with the yellow stars. To Perspicace racing in second, the white face, the yellow and blue. Racing in third is At First Light, in the hands of the Gold Cup winning jockey Nico de Boinville. That's in red colours, the mare. Back on the inside is Royal Battalion. And the first time cheap pieces, Tom Cannon riding for Gary Moore, the colours of Heart of the South Racing, the dark green. Then Royal Skies in the black colours towards the outside, Aidan Coleman. And then comes Gold in a noseband under the local girl Brodie Hampson as they race across the far side towards the flight taken on a slight downhill run. The back pair, Zarawi under Richard Johnson in yellow and orange colours, and towards the back is Mandy's Boy and Will Kennedy racing in red and white silks as they jump that hurdle. The third of the 9 will be next, and up front, racing wide apart the 2 leaders here. Limpopo Tom towards the outside, towards the running rail is Perspicace, the white face, as they head towards the flight down the back. About 3 lengths back then to Royal Battalion in company with At First Light. Royal Skies is out wider in the visor, and then comes Goal, and then Zarawi and Richard Johnson on the inside. The back marker is still Mandy's Boy as they begin to leave the back straight behind them now and race back towards the home straight. So up front, Limpopo Tom, Dennis O'Regan, fresh from his big success at Galway, is up on the outside here. On the inside is Perspicace and Tom Scudamore. The white face, the blue sleeves. Behind those, At First Light is Handy in the red colours, and then Royal Skies from Royal Battalion. And then comes Zarawi as they head towards this flight, which will be number 4. Goal is racing next, and then comes Zarawi. And the back marker is still Mandy's Boy, held up by Will Kennedy as they race past their starting point and towards flight 5. It was their first, it will be the last in a circuit's time. Perspicace jumping slightly better than Limpopo Tom. It wasn't his first mistake, Limpopo Tom, just went through the hurdle. A length and a half then back to At First Light, who's racing in third place. On the inside, Royal Battalion, the dark green, out wide of Royal Skies. Then comes Goal and Zarawi, and the back marker is still Mandy's Boy. But 7 lengths would cover the field here as they pass the enclosures with a circuit to go. And up front, Perspicace has almost joined Limpopo Tom. At First Light in third. On the inside, Royal Battalion, Royal Skies is racing up without cover. And then comes Zarawi, who's on the inside of Goal, and the back marker is still Mandy's Boy. So heading now inside their final mile, and they've got 4 left to jump. On the outside, Limpopo Tom. Perspicace has always been there with him. At First Light is very close in third. Royal Skies, kept wide by Coleman, is racing in fourth. And then comes Goal from Royal Battalion. Zarawi trying to get a bit closer on the inside, and Mandy's Boy is still at the back. Limpopo Tom again far from foot perfect there as Perspicace now takes the advantage as they head towards the last one down the back, 3 from home. So Perspicace racing on now. Limpopo Tom looks at a bit of trouble. At First Light has gone into second place, and then comes Royal Skies ahead of Royal Battalion, who's just being nilled along on the inside by Tom Cannon. Goal has crept a bit closer for Brodie Hampson, and out wide of Mandy's Boys on the move as well. And Zarawi is on the inside as Limpopo Tom drops quickly through the field. The pace increases now as Perspicace leads At First Light. Royal Skies every chance out wide, then Mandy's Boy. Hard driven is Royal Battalion, then comes Goal and Zarawi. So on the home turn, it's still Perspicace leading Royal Skies. At First Light's come under pressure. Mandy's Boy is still catching the eye towards the outside, getting much closer at a big price. They race towards the second last. The centre, Royal Skies joining Perspicace, then Mandy's Boy. Royal Battalion, At First Light, Goal and Zarawi. Still many chances. Royal Skies the centre, now tackled by Mandy's Boy. At First Light there with Royal Battalion. Here's the last, Royal Skies, joined by Royal Battalion on the far side. Here comes Zarawi, the yellow running on. At First Light, a length and a half away with Mandy's Boy. But it is Royal Battalion who's found the best turn of foot to go on by 2 lengths now to At First Light. Then comes Zarawi, who's still staying on. But it's Royal Battalion who'll win for Heart of the South. Tom Cannon and Gary Moore. At First Light got going too late in second. Third, Zarawi. And then Royal Skies, Perspicace, Mandy's Boy, Goal. And finally, Limpopo Tom.
Well, talking to John Penny, of course, heads Heart of the South Racing. They were really worried about the ground. They're saying that Gary was saying if it had gone officially soft, they're probably going to take this horse out. But it's 5th time lucky for him. I say he ran well last time at at Worcester, and very much a race of changing fortunes. Turning in Royal Skies, as we've got a little bit used to seeing him do, was absolutely pulling a cart. You notice that Aidan deliberately kept him away from the others on that top bend. He seemingly was cantering, but he's definitely a weak finisher. They're all over the place a bit. Royal Battalion just wandering. If they're going to go one way, they'll always go that way. Zawari was running on really, really nicely, and at first light as well was always there, but just couldn't quite pick up. It wasn't a case of he just stayed on at the same pace as much as anything. Just watched him jump the last again. You can just see that Royal Sky is very much going up and down the spot, and Royal Battalion, I think it's just more than anything else. It was just inexperience, and he's just a little bit all over the place, but he's gone and done perhaps not the strongest race in the world, but it was certainly competitive, and he gets his head in front. I'm going to have a quick word. The Heart of the South Racing have got a little caravan here, and they're selling membership, and after that it'll do their chances of enhancing their membership. No harm whatsoever. Royal Battalion then, lads, wins the first.
Does indeed, picks it well for Tom Cannon in the closing stages. He's been niggled at, Mick, hasn't he, for a fair way, but he's kept responding.
Yeah, it was a great little race. Super competitive, because you could give any one of 6 of the runners a chance to the second last. So, that's what you want, and handicapper will be pleased. But the trouble is at Royal Skies,